Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Look, I'm going to talk to you about a piece of legislation that got signed into law, I believe, on July 18th. And I wasn't aware of it. I just found out about it now. Wanted to share it with you. It is a geographic location piece of legislation. However, if it affects you because you're in that area, that's awesome. And that's the main purpose of this, is to let you know what's going on so you're aware. The other piece is, if you live in another area that's not impacted by this piece of legislation that got signed into law, then this can oftentimes give us insights on what needs to happen in order to bring those types of things to fruition where we live in our backyards, if deemed necessary, right? So we can find some bullet points, we can get some ideas, we can bring it up to our congressional leaders in our area and say, hey, look, we need something like that over here. So, with that, let's go ahead and jump into it. Hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel to get the information out to those that need it, and that's the main purpose. So, let's jump into it. The information is coming directly from the United States Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs, and the headline here is Breaking. Tester's bill to approve veterans construction projects at Fort Harrison, VA, signed into law. Chairman's bipartisan legislation to authorize the construction of a new central utility plant and parking garage at Fort Harrison in Montana, now law. First step in series of projects to modernize Fort Harrison campus. So if you have a dilapidated campus, VA campus, parking's horrible, you can never find parking. I've been to ones like that where you drive to it, you have your appointment in 30 minutes, and you're driving around for 29 of those minutes trying to find a parking spot. Sometimes they can be pretty horrific. And with the increase of veterans getting care, getting disability compensation, and so forth, it's going to increase the number of veterans that are utilizing the VA for medical services. So, jumping back into it here, the U.S. Senate, following sustained efforts from Senate Veterans Affairs Committee Chairman John Tester, President Joe Biden signed into law his bipartisan legislation to approve several Department of Veterans Affairs construction projects to better serve veterans, including at Fort Harrison VA facility in Montana. Delivering veterans the quality care and benefits they deserve starts with ensuring VA has top-notch facilities that help get the job done. Said Tester. That's why I'm proud to have worked with my Republican and Democrat colleagues to deliver VA projects across the country, including much needed investments at Fort Harrison. This law is an important step in serving Montana veterans in the long term, and I'll continue holding VA accountable to make sure these projects stay on track. Tester's fiscal 2023 Major Medical Facilities Authorization Act will authorize several VA construction projects this year, including a new central utility plant and parking garage at the Fort Harrison VA Medical Center in Montana. This is the first step in a series of projects to upgrade the Fort Harrison campus to better serve Montana veterans and VA staff. As chairman of the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee and a senior member of the Senate Appropriations Committee, Tester secured the funding for this project as part of the federal omnibus appropriations package for fiscal 2023. These efforts build upon historic infrastructure investments in Tester's Sergeant First Class Heath Robinson honoring, I have to sneeze, sorry. Heath Robinson honoring our promise to address comprehensive toxics, PACT Act. The PACT Act invested in VA's infrastructure and workforce through new recruitment and retention initiatives, providing funding for 31 new facilities in 19 states and delivering additional tools to build clinics more efficiently in the future, including with the Department of Defense. The legislation also gave VA expanded authority to repurpose or lease out unused or vacant department buildings, benefiting veterans and saving taxpayer funds in the process. Continuing his push to strengthen VA's infrastructure to better serve veterans, Tester is also working to pass his Common Sense Build, Utilize, Invest, Learn, and Deliver Build for Veterans Act of 2023 to modernize delivery of VA infrastructure projects, bolster the department's workforce, and save taxpayer dollars. Tester has led the way in expanding veterans' access to care in Montana, securing resources to build new and modernized facilities across the state, through the years. Through years of focused work with multiple administrations of both parties and working across the aisle in Washington and with communities throughout Montana, Tester's efforts have resulted in 11 new facilities that have opened or been approved for construction that include two in Fort Harrison, in Helena, Missoula, Miles City, Bozeman, Great Falls, I don't know how to say it, Havre, two in Butte, Hamilton, and Kalispell. Boy, I'm butchering those. Montana people, if you're watching, I don't know, throw it out phonetically for me. And if it is phonetically, then I'll blame it on the Marine Corps. I don't know. So with that, just wanted to share that information of that being signed into law on July 18th, 2023. So if you're in Montana around the Fort Harrison area, you could be seeing some construction going on here real soon. So that's exciting. And again, what this does is it should open your eyes to the ability or the idea that if your facility is really subpar, you could probably point to this with your congressional leadership and say, hey, look, we need something like this for this facility, and here's the reasons why. So with that, we'll go ahead and conclude it. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.